What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topics, tweets, videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow? Hey guys, today is Wednesday, April 3rd. I'm gonna keep today's video short, okay? I have a doctor's appointment that I need to go to for my physical, okay? But we had some crazy news happen over the past couple of 2 days. Had a crazy stream on Monday. If you were there, you missed it, okay? Today's first topic is gonna be disappointing for a lot of you. If you guys recall, on Monday, Lizzo had announced to the internet that she was quitting from music. She had basically said, I'm done, I'm out, deuces, peace, only for 48 hours later for her to return to the internet and said, actually, I'm not quitting music, to make a clarification video. Who comes online as a musician and says, I quit, and then just says, I'm not quitting? I don't know. It looks like it's Lizzo.
I want to make this video because I just need to clarify. When I say I quit, I mean I quit giving any negative energy attention. What I'm not going to quit is the joy of my life, which is making music, which is connecting to people. Because I know I'm not alone. In no way, shape, or form am I the only person who is experiencing that negative voice that seems to be louder than the positive. If I can just give one person the inspiration or motivation to stand up for themselves and say they quit letting negative people win, negative comments win, then I've done even more than I could have hoped for.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's not the energy that I don't vibe with. It's just, if you're a musician and you come online and you say a quit and you know that everyone daggone well is talking about your daggone career and you're like, oh, sorry guys, I just had to clarify. I know you guys are all going to assume that I'm quitting music because that's what my career is, but no, I'm talking about negative energy. You guys know me, I'm all about energy, okay? I think it's all energy in, energy out. You got to protect your energy and these streets ain't safe, okay? Lizzo, however, I think has been one of those type of people who have been also pushing out a lot of negative energy. She's not a victim in any case. She still has an actual case against her about how she has sexually harassed her coworkers that has not been closed quite yet. I'll give you an update on that. But yes, for those of you who were rejoicing in the last video that Lizzo was going to be gone and not making music, unfortunately for you guys out there, she will still be here. Quick nature update for those of you guys who are in Taiwan or Japan or somewhere over there on the coast. Okay, be very careful. There was a 7.4 earthquake that just happened like a couple of hours ago over there in Taiwan, and buildings were collapsing and tsunamis are just happening all over the place near Japan. Whoa, wow. Oh my God. It looks like one of those, have you guys ever been to like Ridley's Believe It or Not or anything like that? Those museums where it's like a building that's already tilted to the left. It looks like that. It's like the fact that that has not fallen over is absolutely terrifying. There are probably people in this building. Good Lord. 7.4 earthquake is pretty terrifying. In case some of you at home want to know just how terrifying an earthquake can be as it happens, a dash cam footage right here captured the actual moment it started, and oh my Lord. Look at that. That bus over there is literally rocking back and forth, almost about to be knocked down. The entire bridge is just going left and right. It feels like you are like literally in a table or in a boat or a bowl, and someone's pushing it left and right, except for it's the entire freaking feet in the ground around you. And yeah, that's the Taiwan earthquake. It's apparently the biggest earthquake that has happened in that area for the past 25 years. I believe 9 people unfortunately passed away, and there was like 800 plus people who were injured in that situation. Just wanted to bring awareness to you guys. If you know anybody in that area, if you're in that area, the advisories for the tsunamis for Japan have been lifted, so it seems like things are clearing from the earthquake, but just another one of those situations where Jesus Christ, nature is really freaking scary. All right, guys, we have part 2 of this entire drama that's currently happening with the commentary space, and it comes to this girl who named by illymation, who made a video talking about well, her being chubby growing up as a kid and how she handled it going into adulthood. And every commentary YouTuber you think of has basically been like, this is garbage. Criticized the video, but specifically it looks like a fight between both illymation and TYBS, Think Before You Sleep, came about. We talked about this on Monday, where essentially we kind of just talked about it, an overview, and then I was like, I'm going to have to sit down before I come to judgment for anything. You guys are weird, by the way. I quite literally said in that video, I need to go watch the video first before I come to a conclusion on what I think. Okay, I read some TLDRs that I said that were floating around that were sent to me, but I said that I don't know if it's true or not. So I need to go watch the video, and we ended up having a stream. But people in that video were like, Omni, I'm so disappointed that you've come to that opinion and conclusion. What is wrong with you guys? Like, I didn't even make a freaking opinion. I can say, hey guys, there's going to be a fight between Goku and Superman, and I can't wait to watch the fight. And somebody in the comments will be like, I can't believe, Omni, that you believe Goku would win. I hate y'all sometimes. I'm not saying it's all y'all, but it's like a few of y'all who just literally just your listening comprehension is so garbage. Anyway, the whole point of this is there was a battle between these two, and I made a stream on Monday, and it was horrific. It was terrible. I had to literally unlist it for reasons I'm not going to say right here. It was fun though. It was chaotic as hell, and the good definitely outweighed the bad. But we sat down and we watched both Illymation's video, the original one, and I'll talk about that with you guys here in quick summary. And then we also watched TYBS's first video. He has 3 videos on this series, okay? 1 where he responds and talks about Illymation's first video. 2 where he's talking about how he's basically being canceled and deplatformed for his first video. And I think there's a 3rd one as well where he's basically responding to some tweets from my guy Dylan, who's friends with benefits, man. I actually, talk to him a lot on Twitter, and we fight a lot about like anime opinions or whatever. But apparently he was on there as well. I'm not going to go all the way into the 3rd video. I don't care. My only beef is between, Illymation versus TYBS. And just as an overall general view of what I've kind of already consumed, this drama is so freaking stupid, dude. So here's Illymation's video. It has 2 million views. This was 3 months ago. And then, someone replied to it, and then it turned into a kind of thing called Perks of Being the Fat Kid. It's a 16-minute video where Illymation talks about how when she was younger, she was a chubby girl, and how, kids are evil, because yes, kids are absolutely evil. And the first 4 or 5 minutes is her just being like, yeah, kids are evil. I was big. I got poked and made fun of it, and it hurt my feelings, and it was hard to exist. And I think everybody was like, yeah, I think at that point, everyone agreed, like, yeah, that's terrible. I think everyone has that kind of situation where they got bullied for some kind of reason, for whatever reason that was not fair. And yes, kids are just terrible human beings. It's not until about like 5 minutes into the video, right, where she starts talking about and bringing up like these studies when it comes to like, people and their weight, and the studies in themselves. As a person like me who's highly into fitness and nutrition, I've people in my family who are both like personal trainers, and I've been doing this for a very, very long time. I'm a gym bro. I know a lot when it comes to nutrition and fitness. So when I see people kind of talk about this subject, I can see a lot of the loopholes and the errors of their ways, and I see it right here. In fact, to the point where she called me out, and the things that I was thinking or saying aloud to the chat when I was streaming was quite literally the devil's advocate. And I was like, what the heck? I'm the devil in this damn animation?
Who is teaching them this? Well, we all are, whether we realize it or not. It's called diet culture. According to self.com, diet culture is an entire belief system that associates food with morality and thinness with goodness. And it's rooted in the very colonial belief that every individual has full control and responsibility over their health. No, that is woke propaganda. Everyone knows being fat is unhealthy, and anyone can lose weight by focusing on diet and exercise.
It's me. I literally paused right before the devil came out, and I said exactly what the devil's advocate said, and then I got devil advocate. I got called out. I got caught in 4K. I fell into her trap card. Anyway, examples of like this occur a lot in the video, where Illymation makes like some kind of infographic that doesn't make a lot of sense scientifically, and starts kind of citing towards sources that also don't make a lot of sense. It's almost like taking like the concept of the body, right, that scientifically has been broken down and talks about calories in, calories out, burning, people who have hyperthyroidisms, metabolisms, yada, yada, yada. But basically, when it comes to changing the shape of your body, it's all just science. There's no mental aspect to it. Just it's your external, right? What you do to your body, something will happen. There's a cause and effect. And everyone's cause and effect is a little bit different, but it still is boiled down to everyone's particulars, specific cause and effect. However, it seems like Illymation went through this whole journey. She calls was her gym girl era, where she basically spent 3 or 4 months trying to lose weight and it didn't work. And there were just so many errors and holes in this entire, part of the video as a person who's looking into fitness, because it looked like a lot of what she was doing was just wasting time. And then she kept stepping on the freaking scale and being like, I'm not losing any weight. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting faster. I have more energy. I can lift heavier weights, but the scale stayed the same. And I kept saying to my freaking chat, like, the fact that you're using a scale to try to measure your progress, especially as a newbie, is absolutely terrible, because you're probably burning fat and gaining muscle, which might actually make the scale go up. Looking at the scale is a terrible idea for people who are newbies in the beginning. But she kept using the scale as a way to measure her progress and why she was feeling bad. And I don't want you at home to think that you step on the scale and you out there and you don't see any progress on the scale going down and losing weight means that you're not actually transforming the body in the way that you want. Okay. I don't want to spread that misinformation, because that is a very popular misconception that stepping on a scale and seeing your scale not go down means that you're not making any progress. Okay. Get that out of your head and out of your mind right now. That is not true. Anyway, TLDR, she goes through this thing and she talks about her body and her battle with it. She talks about what's wrong with their body and the part of what's wrong with their body. And when I've read it, at least, there's nothing wrong with her body. She was actually making progress. She just didn't understand how to measure it. But eventually she comes down to the end of the video and talks about how, like, it's just okay to just kind of fat acceptance. It's okay to be happy with your body regardless of what it looks like. And even though I didn't make any progress, you know what? Maybe the friends we made along the way is all that matters. And kind of was just like, I just needed to get some stretching, a little bit stronger, but it's okay to kind of just be, fatter.
Maybe this was proof that my body and other people's bodies don't need to be less fat to be considered healthy. Which I know sounds crazy. We've been told our entire lives that you can't be healthy if you're fat. Yet, here I am, at the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life, categorically overweight and well within middle school mocking range, but also the healthiest I've ever been.
See, oh my God. Maybe she's talking about being mentally healthy, okay? But you cannot not somehow try to argue with me that if you are of a weight that might be problematic scientifically, okay? This is not like an opinion, okay? This is just quite literally facts, is that if you have a little bit too much fat on your body, it starts messing up with your organs, right? Things get crowded, you get clogged arteries, you get health problems. It's the same thing if you go the other way. I think he had used an example of Eugenia Coney, somebody who's very underweight as well. There's a spectrum. And if you're on one side or the other, and if you're too close to any of these extremes, your body will start being like, hey, can you not do this? Because I'm now going to start suffering from a health standpoint. This is not even fat phobia. It's just literally just science. Too much fat or not enough fat will create problems for your body. I think we can all agree on that. So when she's talking about the concept of healthy and that it's okay to be having a lot of fat on your body, it's not.
Carrot isn't an inherent good food, while chocolate is an inherent bad food. Food is just food, no matter how many calories, carbs, sugars, whatever is in it. Unless you have life-threatening allergies or dietary restrictions to follow, you should feel free to eat whatever food you want to.
See, okay, this is dangerous. Guys, this is dangerous. I actually have no problem with illymation, okay? The majority of the video was her just talking about her personal experience with food, but I think there was a point where she has a pretty huge audience of people who are probably young, and she's kind of pushing out information that I think is you got to be careful saying these kinds of things where you're saying food is not inherently bad, or it doesn't matter what the calories or the sugars or it matters. You are being put into a system. If you're having a hard time losing weight, or if you're gaining weight and you just don't understand why, it's on purpose. It's by design, okay? People are trying to pump you with bad amounts of calories and sugar and give you diabetes and give you health problems, so you get churned out into the pharmaceutical company. And then suddenly you're not doing so hot at the age of 25 because you're not eating healthy, because eating healthy by design is a lot more difficult, okay? All of this is done on purpose, intentionally, for you to eat fast food and for you to consume soda and alcohol and drugs, and for you to get into this point where your body becomes unhealthy and now you're stuck in the system trying to get support while these doctors basically squeeze you as much money as possible when it comes to pills and checkups and everything. And then suddenly you're spending all this money on this pharmaceutical company who benefits when people who push out junk food towards you. What you put in your body matters, okay? And not everything that you put in your body is good for you. And yes, you can put good things in your body, but you can also do it in too much moderation. You can also eat, a cheesecake, but also eat below your calorie limit so that you're not gaining too much weight. Moderation is exceptionally key, but there are factually some foods out there that provide the body better nutrients, ways of becoming better and saying like, hey, I liked what you just put in my body is doing good things for me. And you can put other things in your body. Like Coke, and it will quite literally do absolutely nothing for you, but essentially just hurt you. Anyway, that's my small, tiny review of Illymation's video, okay? Overall, though, I didn't have a problem with the video, her talking about her experience, okay? But TYBS basically took it to another level and made a 36-minute video basically doing what I did, but at way more detail. He hyper-focused on every single line item that happened in this video. And like Chad was saying, like Mans was just yapping. He was just kind of talking about everything, which I felt like lowered the weight of his actual argument as a whole. But this video by Think Before You Sleep, a Fat Acceptance cartoon, where he basically goes in depth about this entire video, I agree with the majority of it. It's just objectively when he's talking about the facts, which he seems like he likes to stick to the point where some people start falling asleep. When he's talking about the actual facts of the concept of the video, I agree with. There was however, a part in the video where he essentially starts going in on her looks.
I hated the way I looked because I knew I was the heaviest weight I had ever been in my entire life.
Alyssa talks down about her appearance a lot in her videos. This is despite having decent features like strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes, and vibrant skin. She could easily be considered attractive by most people if she just stopped wearing those grandma glasses, picked better clothes, learned how to style her hair instead of always leaving it flat to her head with maximum forehead showing, and watched some makeup tutorials. Now, it's kind of hard to see what she's talking about when it comes to the dress, so let's Google an actual photo of that dress, and holy shit, that is bad.
So, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but after this part, for about a minute and 30 seconds, he starts kind of like roasting her, talking about how her forehead is big and... And he starts kind of like talking about her body in a way that some people believe kind of starts treading the line of bullying, which then led to the point where Illymation basically said for her audience to not go look at his video, don't give it any views. And apparently there's some Tumblr post floating around somewhere where people were saying to mass report it or to mass flag it, okay? And that's what created this whole drama, essentially, okay? He broke down this video and people felt like there was a potential chance that he was being bullied, and some people believe he was being objective. Two things. Number one, I've been so confused because every time they talk about her body, I think she looks like an attractive person. I don't know if I'm confused, but she's not unattractive. I've seen uglier people, much uglier people, and every time they showed a picture of her and they showed her like as the ugly girl or the big girl, I was like, what do you mean? She's actually not bad up there. She's pretty attractive. The dresses look good on her. I'm like confused. I feel like I'm in another world because when people are like, here's the flaws, I'm like, I think this is a good looking person. But secondly, I think my gripe with this one specifically when it came to TYBS, even though I agreed with everything else that he was saying in the video objectively, I think he gave like more facts than not, was that we had to kind of look at the context and zoom out. And Illymation had literally made a video talking about how she has been bullied for her looks and she's self-conscious about how people talk about her body. That's just something that she communicated in the video and was the overlying message in the beginning. Yes, she did eventually start trying to push the whole concept of fat acceptance and wokeness and science and all of that stuff, yada yada, which we can have criticism about. But her as a person was communicating that, yeah, she's probably got some trauma from, people kind of going in. And there was this part of the video where I was like, man, I think you should have dialed that back. I think in terms of just kind of coming at her and talking about her body after she just kind of said that she kind of went through a traumatic event about how people talk about her body. You know what I mean? I don't think you had to go in that hard the way that he did. And I think that's the only thing that I kind of really disagreed with it. Outside of the hyper focusing of everything that she's saying that made his statements a little bit less weak, I agreed with the majority of what he was saying here. But I think at that part, he just needed to take a step back and he didn't have to go in that much. To the fact, actually, in point, literally after I made my stream, he had made an apology the next video. I don't know if, Gang caught it, but in his community post, he said a little update on the Illymation stuff. At this point, enough people have become aware of the drama for creators creators to react to it who don't have a similar ideology to me or who don't know who I am after seeing a number of these over the post day, I will make one concession. Okay, I'm going to just skip to the concession. My man can yap. But that's just part of his like personality. He says, now for the concession, I will say that in this particular part of the video, I probably should have taken a different approach considering the circumstances. In the back of my mind, I still think I'm a channel with 1,000 subs and the people I am talking about aren't actually going to see the video. Even though I know that is not true consciously, it does sometimes affect how I write videos. With that said, I should have been more considerate of Alyssa's feelings during this part of the video, worded it differently, and saved the roasting material for things like her research skill. I will maintain that the video does not break any YouTube rules, and I only commented on things that could be changed. And I don't just do that because it's against the community guidelines. I do it because personally, I think it's messed up and not productive to make fun of something that a person can't change. However, since appearance is a particular soft spot for Alyssa, I should have worded this section with a little more empathy like I did with the part where she said she was bullied as a kid. In Alyssa's case, her appearance is more of an issue with mental health than an issue with how she actually looks, so a roast on her is not the same as roasting Abby Shapiro for wearing a giant ugly shower curtain and calling that a dress, or roasting Ethan is online for dressing like he lives in his mother's basement and still eats off the kids menu at 25 years old. Actually, it's even more justified in Ethan's case because he makes fun, blah blah blah. So he said, I would like to publicly apologize for the way I wrote the section on fashion. It should have been written with the expectation that Alyssa was going to watch it and with consideration of the things that she is insecure about. Excusing the channel strike deplatforming attempt, I don't think Alyssa is a bad person. I merely think she's a person who has opinions I don't agree with. That's not to say there isn't a time and place to be more harsh. Certainly of the same people I cover on the channel are quite evil and deserving of some very mean words. However, Alyssa is not one of those people and deserved more polite treatment on this part of the video. And the replies to this was basically kind of saying, hey, can't exactly sugarcoat stuff, dude. You gave her compliments with criticism. If you sugarcoat it, it'll never be straightforward. You have nothing to apologize for. If she doesn't even watch the videos, it doesn't matter how considerate you were. Telling someone they don't look good in a dress when they don't do nothing to apologize. I don't agree with all of these people who are basically saying, no, stand on business. You have nothing to apologize. I think if we want to have a meeting of the minds, right? If we kind of want to have a talk, then we have to try to make some concessions, take a step back and see how people feel in order to create a connection between two people. If that's what your goal is. If your goal is to polarize and just be like, no, I want to create separation and fight, then you don't do stuff like this. So I think it was very mature for TYBS to actually make a concession and to apologize. I don't think that he needs to be banned off YouTube or deplatformed for bullying at all whatsoever. And some people might argue he didn't need to even apologize, but he did so anyway. So I feel like that was pretty mature of him. So that's the situation in a nutshell. And the long and short of it is that, like, I don't think that illymation should have gone through any kind of campaign where they tried to deplatform Think Before You Sleep. This was not a situation. I've seen such much more harsh criticisms. I've seen actual bullying on this platform. I was here during the Leafy phase. I've seen actual bullying. And this just seems like a guy who just likes to hyperfocus and hyperfixate and talk about details in a way that his delivery is much of an asshole. But I made this argument online where it's like, just because you don't like someone's delivery doesn't mean that they are a bully, right? You'll have plenty of people who will smile in your face, you know, and just lie to you and strike. Those are the people you need to be worried about the most. The ones with those very, very sneaky tongues, and they'll smile and be very, very nice, but they're the most evil people you can think of. I personally would prefer someone who is a bit of an asshole, who is a bit blunt, but just kind of just says everything that's on their chest because you know exactly what you're getting with. When it comes to censorship, I don't think there should be any kind of crusade to try to like silence a person or get their video removed. I think that's something that is just not okay whatsoever unless somebody's doing something to the extreme, like putting out personal information or something like that. Okay, if it gets to the point where it's the extreme, yeah. But I empathize with illymation here in this situation for her specifically, just based on the trauma that she's dealt with, that this is a situation where people were like, well, why she hasn't watched the video? She hasn't watched the video. She probably doesn't want to or can't or doesn't want to because it would trigger her. Because in this video, he was talking about her body. Yes, he was talking about all the other subjects, you know, objectively, and maybe she need to skip that part. But this probably is something in this video that would trigger her childhood because somebody is out here kind of like going in on how she looks. But also, it might be the fact that she also can't handle criticism, because I believe the majority of the video from TYBS was actual legit criticism with actual things that I agreed with too as well. So it's a little bit muddled and murky. And I think this is something where these two should just, literally just squash the beef. TYBS made the concession and said, hey, sorry, I shouldn't have went in that much on that part of the video, which was pretty dope and he didn't have to. And I don't know if illymation is going to respond either as well, but I do know there was an argument that happened between him and Dylan. I'm not going to go into that one. I already said that I won't. I don't really care to go into that much detail, that they can fight about it on the side. But I will end it with this, and this is going to be a bit of a rant from what I feel like I've been seeing in this situation and a lot of other situations when it comes to the concept of like woke or anti-woke or left or right, or hey, don't support illymation, don't listen to her, she listens to Hassan, or don't support this guy, he has a red MAGA hat and he likes Trump and he listens to Ben Shapiro. And I gotta be completely frank with you guys, I am so goddamn tired of people coming into situations with a bias and then filtering that information in a way that's going to confirm said bias. Nobody, and I mean almost nobody on the internet anymore, has independent thought where they can come in and try to receive information through a filter that is just themselves and the information that's being processed. I'll have people say, hey, Omni, be careful looking at this channel and seeing what they're saying. They're an alt-right grifter who blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hey, Omni, be careful talking to this person. This is a libtard who just... But for me, I like to just go into these situations and think about and consume the information independently without trying to figure out prehand what they might be trying to say, because it just destroys the way that you interpret and receive information. People on both sides of all facets of life can say stupid ass shit and correct things, okay? The person you hate the most might say something that you agree with, and the person that you love the most might say something completely stupid as hell. The internet and a lot of the politics that you see on there and people talking in these debates, it's high school. It's absolutely high school, where you choose a side first and then you categorize yourself in some kind of bucket, and then suddenly you watch that bucket, you assign them, okay, and then you put them in a category, and then suddenly everything that they say has to fall within that bucket or the line. And what I have to say to this is twofold. Number one, that's stupid as hell, okay? You should be trying to decipher information in your own way, from your own person as a human being. Otherwise, you're going to get stooped. You're going to be doofed. You're going to turn into a sheep, and you're basically going to just repeat what other people want you to repeat, which is what my second point is. Number two, there are actual bad faith actors who are out here participating and playing the game. You're either too stupid or too ignorant to understand the forces that are currently at play, and you're just kind of basically being fed like a sheep, or you're the latter. You're the person that actually understands what's happening around you, the system at play, the grifting. You see through all of it, but it benefits you. So you participate in this scheme because you can monetize or profit off other people's ignorance and stupidity. That's the two things that's basically happening here. Pandering or grifting to one of these factions benefits you in the long run. Then yeah, a lot of people will just be like, okay, I'm on board, because at the end of the day, this will benefit me, because that's just kind of how humans work. My goal here is not to push any of those agendas to you. The only agenda that I ever push for you guys is to protect your space and also just educate yourself so that you can come to your own conclusions, your own opinions, so that you can have self-independent free thought. That's it. If that's a faction, then I guess that's where I kind of stand. My faction is, I just want you guys to think for yourself. Otherwise, that's how you get hoodwinked out here in the world, or you just turn into a sheep. And if you're okay with being a sheep, or if you're okay with being the person who profits off the grifts, then whatever, you go do you, boo-boo. But I'm just letting you guys know, for me personally, I feel like that's how it always boils down, as these factions, these views, and people like, no, Fox News, no, CNN, no, Elon, and I'm tired of it. I'm always open to listening to people, regardless of where they are in life, and I will objectively take an opinion and stance based on what they're saying, without the preconceived notions that I could come into it based on their ideologies and beliefs. That's just how I specifically work, but you guys can do what you want. But yeah, that's the whole illymation situation versus TYBS in a nutshell. I was going to reach out to illymation and TYBS to see if we can just squash the beef. I was going to, hey, you guys want to like have a game like of Among Us? You guys want to just chill and play some Mario Kart? You guys want to have a conversation where we can just talk and hash it out and say sorry? Let bygones be bygones. I don't want the drama. I will benefit from the drama if it continues, because I just keep making videos on it. But to be honest, I don't think either of these two people are like terrible people, and I think there's a lot more terrible things happening around the world where this is like, okay, this has gone long enough. We have the disagreements, but let's just see eye to eye here and let's move past it. Let's turn something that's a bad thing to a good thing. I'm not going to force the whole peacemaker Omni thing, because I'm not any one of these parties, so I'm not going to insert myself into it. But yeah, if either two are kind of interested hatred and they do want to squash the beef, I would love to be the mediator for that because, you know, that would be good energy. That would be deja vu. All right, guys, let's talk about our boy MoistCritikal, aka Charlie. It's been a while since we talked about him on his channel. Thank goodness. Now I get to put him on the thumbnail of this video. Awesome. Apparently, he's getting canceled for giving people money. Now, when I say the word canceled, I mean like canceled. There's one of those situations where people are basically complaining for absolutely nothing. But in case you guys don't know, Dexerto had made an article that said gifts to individuals are not deductible, in quotes. MoistCritikal denies accusations of using cash giveaways as tax write-offs. So if you guys don't know, this is Charlie, okay? He goes on the internet and talks about literally everything that ever exists. And that's it. Plays video games, hangs out with people, and has a lot of fun. He's been doing this for years and years now, and he's pretty big for doing so. If you've been keeping up with Charlie, then you know that almost every single day or every other day or whenever, he streams on his YouTube and on Twitch as well. And when he does, he's been giving away money to people. He has them fill out some forms, and he gives out like thousands and thousands of dollars of just to random people. Every time he streams, it's like giving away money. So you know what that means? We have to hate him. I can't remember when or where I made this like specific analogy, but I said the internet would be mad if there was a guy called the Money Man and he ran out to the streets and just started giving people money. You know, like I was trying to figure out a situation where someone would not get angry, but no. If you literally have the Money Man running around giving people randomly money, there will be people who want to cancel this man, kill this man, okay? Why didn't you give more money? Why didn't you give money to me? Why are you giving money in the first place? What are you doing this good deed for? There must be some type of evil intent behind it all. It seems like this might have been an evil plot for MoistCritikal to do tax write-offs, is what a lot of dumbass people say when they don't actually understand the tax code.
I've said this a lot, and I'll say it again. No matter what you do in life, no matter what, there will be people that find issue with it. Yeah. Period. Point blank. I've used this expression before, and I'm sure all of you have heard this a million times. Maybe your pops sat you down back when you were in middle school and the bully kicked sand in your face and your dad was like, hey, listen, not everyone's going to like you. You can be the tastiest, best peach in the world, but somewhere out there, there's someone that doesn't like peaches. It's educating you on, hey, look, there's so many people out there, and not everyone's going to be your friend. But now, with the modern age of the internet being this absolute battleground of brain rot, it's not about just not liking peaches. It's about trying to make up and conjure reasons for why peaches are evil. It's like a clown pulling the ribbon from his mouth, but instead of ribbon, it's people pulling shit from their butt here.
Such a wordsmith. But yes, I mean, to echo exactly what he's saying, okay, no matter what you do in freaking life, you will have haters. And unfortunately, if somebody as big as Charlie, not only will you have haters, you will have people actually protesting against you, okay? You can end wars and save lives. And there will be a group, a faction out there who comes together to figure out how to still take you down, because that's just how the world works, man. Not only are people not your friends, there will people out there who will just basically exist to be your enemy just because they got nothing else good to do with their life.
What I read today is about how the giveaways I do on stream, where I just have viewers fill out a form, tell me how much money they want, what they're using it for, and then I go through randomly, pure fucking RNG, and just pick people and then give them that money they requested, is actually a sinister tax write-off. I am using it for a nefarious purpose. There's actually a lot going on behind the scenes that make this a really bad thing and me a bad person for doing it. I'll go ahead and play a clip from my most recent giveaway stream, and this is a thought that is prevalent quite a bit because this is not the only person that has said this. Like I mentioned today, there's been a couple of things I was tagged in that talk about this, and it just shocks me how even something as simple as just giving individuals money during streams is now a controversial issue.
I'm just very curious, actually. I just had to pause before he gets into that clip. But like, does Charlie get his eyebrows done, or is he like me? Do we get like our eyebrows just naturally on fleek? Because I was just looking at this guy for a while. Like you see the long hair and you think internet Jesus for a long time, and they got the beard and everything. You're like, yeah, gotcha. You know, Keanu Reeves' cousin, all this stuff, good looking dude. But then I started looking at his eyebrows for the first time, and I'm like, does this? Man, that's some strong eyebrow. What I'm trying to say is real, recognize real. Those eyebrows are definitely on fleek. That's on point. It's on game.
Hey Charlie, no tax write-off. I mean free money giveaway tonight. So it seems like there's people that think me giving away random amounts of money to random viewers on stream is a tax write-off. Do you not know how that shit works? Do you know how tax write-offs work? Because I can't write those off. I cut the clip short because I did get heated. That legitimately hurts me. Like, I'm not going to try and put up a front where I'm unbothered. I have thick skin, sure, but this actually hurts me. I recognize how lucky I got in life, and I just want to do something nice with it. And then to be attacked, I suppose, by multiple people spamming that same kind of shit about how this guy super sucks, he's actually just doing this for a tax write-off, wake up, sheep. It's infuriating.
So yeah, I think that's like the internet in a nutshell that I've been seeing a lot recently on entire social media and everywhere, are people getting enraged about topics and ideas and concepts that they literally have no idea about, right? They will come out here and be pissed off about misinformation or things that they just don't know what they're talking about. And then suddenly they get proved like, hey man, are you an idiot? It's actually XYZ. And then suddenly they go la 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 la, and they go off and hate off something else or retweet some picture of some furry porn. Sorry, if you're a furry, I mean for you to catch a stray. I have no problems with furries. But look, the point that I'm trying to make is that there's a lot of freaking like weirdos out on the internet who are just literally just trying to just poke the bear just to see if the bear responds. Okay, just to be like, hey, will the internet man look at me because I made fun of him or said something? Ha ha ha, he he he. It's been one of the old age internets. But I guess at this point, is for Charlie, he's got a little saddened by it because he's quite literally doing something that's like as good as possible for people. I had made literally a reply to this tweet in which I said, I guess people would prefer if he funneled his wealth to rich millionaire friends and politicians like everyone else. Surprise, surprise, guys. All the rich people that you guys know in the world, all the Elon Musk and the top 1% that you guys see floating around in space, they are literally circulating their money amongst themselves. That's how the rich stay rich. That's exactly what they're doing. And now you see an example of like him or like Mr. Beast, where they're just like, let me actually start giving money away to people who aren't rich. Let me actually just make this a thing. And then people are like, wait a minute. So there's not giving money to the rich people, but he's giving it to non-rich people? This still has to be an issue in some kind of way, right? It's a combination of takedown culture and like crying for attention. People trying to figure out a way to poke a hole at something or bring somebody down for just literally no reason outside for the sake of just wanting blood. Some people just want to see the world crumble, okay? And if you have a problem with somebody giving people money who need it, if that's the problem that you have, if that's where you put your foot along the line after all the disasters that are happening around the world, and you decide to come at the person who's helping other people by giving them money, that's where your time and energy goes. You don't want the world to be a better place. You want to watch the world crumble. And obviously I have to flex this. Yes, I am a certified public accountant. Okay, I was doing accounting for the past like 15 years before I started doing YouTube. I have a degree in it and everything, Smith School of Business, all of that jazz. All right, so obviously this is still misinformation, okay? No matter how much money you give away, you are still giving away money that you could have kept in your pocket. Okay, there's no secret like, ooh, let me give away money and I'll have more money. No, you are still giving away money that you could have kept to yourself. What a lot of you guys are probably thinking about are charitable donations that are actually raised by the community. Okay, when a YouTuber or a streamer comes up and says, hey guys, let's make money, like our boy C-Dog raising money for charity, having people donate by doing a cause. This man is biking across freaking Japan right now, and tsunamis, by the way. He's out here with trash taste and getting just literally destroyed by rain out here, raising money and funds by doing a program. And then, yeah, there will be some tax write-offs, but the freaking point is that it's going to freaking charity. It's going to a good cause. They're trying to help people and raise funds to give money, not to the freaking politicians and the lobbyists, big governments and pharmaceuticals. Okay, it's trying to go to a good cause. And it just kind of show that no matter what you do in this world, no matter how good you might want from it, someone's going to find a way to find evil in it. Speaking of evil, I don't know if that's the proper transition here, but yes, Discord has basically broken the YouTube record of having the most views on a YouTube video in the past 24 hours, and that the way that they did it was cheating. They essentially had every single Discord user. If you have a Discord, you probably played this video. They made it so that when you opened up Discord, that opened up a YouTube video for like 17 or 18 seconds, it was a April Fool's prank that said Discord actually made a world record unbreakable. Discord loot boxes are here. And there's a video right now that I think is at like 1.4 billion views in 24 hours simply because they somehow created a way to give 20 million viewers of their entire Discord base a way to autoplay the video over and over and over again. And They basically figured out the infinite money hack, because if this video was monetized, I don't know if it is, but if it was, they're just going to sit here and just collect a check over and over from YouTube nonstop while people play this video in the background of their Discord. It has 1.4 million views and it's number one on trending. And guys, this is a little bit scary, because I feel like this might create a way where companies and corporations with huge amounts of viewer bases and people coming in might do something similar in order to get their videos pushed to the top. This was an April Fool's joke where they accidentally found themselves at the top of number one trending and kind of broke the system in a way. But as you can see, 1.4 billion views, but there's only 130,000 likes. There's 22,000 dislikes. This like ratio, I think when it came to GTA 6, which had the biggest view count when it came to breaking the record, there was like millions and millions and millions of likes, okay? A whole bunch of them, okay? Maybe even tens of millions of likes. That's basically, I think since then, Discord has kind of shut off the autoplay feature on Discord, which is why you don't see that number going up anymore. It's been kind of like stuck at 1.4 billion views, poor them. But I do think this creates a bit of a meta where other people who have huge bases might go and follow and create the same thing. Like if they want to get a video number one on trending, all they got to do is just plug in a YouTube video where you open up an app or a program. I can see Opera GX doing this. I can see anybody with a whole bunch of user bases copying this very simple method where they just plug in a YouTube video that auto plays and then suddenly they have number one trending. And then if you monetize that video on YouTube, that's an infinite money hack. There's very curious to see how this plays out in the future and if you'll see any kind of other versions of this. Maybe YouTube is already going to get ahead of it. I'll let you guys know. So my guy, Alex, aka Mr. Problematic, I said, people hating on Stellar Blade because the protagonist is a hottie waifu, even though we accept 2B and Bayonetta. Is it true? I didn't see this. I keep hearing people talk about Stellar Blade discourse, but I actually haven't seen the discourse. Or unless I'm only like infested with like horny people on my timeline being like, what's that smell like? Let me sniff the screen when I see her climbing up the ladder. Maybe that's all I have on my timeline because I haven't seen anybody hating about it. So I typed in Stellar Blade and I had to be very careful because all I see is just ass and booty, like people drawing art. It's just be careful if you're typing in Stellar Blade in public, okay? But everybody calls this meme from freaking Godzilla. This damn 4-second clip keeps playing on every single thing with a different caption. You can't buy Stellar Blade just because you like how the main protagonist looks. So I looked and looked and looked, okay? And I can't actually find anybody who's giving like a take where like Stellar Blade shouldn't exist because of waifus or, you know, I can't find a few people complaining about it, saying that the discourse is there, but I can't find the actual discourse itself. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those situations where maybe there's a very small minority who's talking about it and people are like, why is everybody talking about it? It might be one of those situations. Basically shut down this conversation, okay? Yes, there's going to be horny in games. Do you guys remember the game of the year last year? That's right, it was Baldur's Gate 3, and there were two characters that the entire internet, both women and men, and everybody were extremely horny for. Number one being Karlash, the devil mommy that has like a fire engine in her body so she can't actually touch you because she'll burn the hell out of you. And people are like, I don't care. Good. Come and burn me. I don't care if I freaking fry to death like a piece of fried chicken when you stomp me out and hug me with those people were very, very, very horny for Karlash. And the second person that everybody was horny for was Asterion, okay? The freaking vampire who was like, yeah, I'll suck your blood. And people were like, yes, daddy, please kill me. Suck my blood, okay? Pull a Twilight on me, okay? Pull an Edward on me, all right, daddy? Oh my God, I want this man to kill me and turn me into I don't even care if I'm not turned into a vampire. I just want him to bite me. You know, like... And nobody really cared. And guess what? Game of the freaking year. Two of the most highly sexualized characters on the internet. And everybody was chilling about it. And it got Game of the Year. Now, to be fair, when it comes to these characters, okay, their sexualness was not the highlight of the game. Okay, it wasn't pushed to the attention as much as Stellar's Blade. But still, the whole point stands is that people were okay with being very horny towards characters who were very horny-able, I guess. Maybe be thirsty. I don't know. Thirst traps. But the long and short of it is that as long as this game is good, people are going to play it. Period. You can hate the entire concept of this person being hypersexualized as much as you want, I guess, if that's what you want to put your energy. But consumerism is going to look at this and buy the game. I don't know if you guys played Dead or I don't know. Maybe I've been around for a long. Dead or Alive. All right, I've seen so much hypersexualations in games, and those games aren't coming out with games anymore. It will fail, okay? And to say that it's problematic, sure, you can go ahead and argue it, but it's a situation where it looks like they're highlighting the physical aspects and the jiggle mechanics of this game while also making a good game at the same time. And with me as a consumer, I'm okay if you make big boobies or you get some guy and give him like crazy 6-packs, and his penis is flying out. I don't care. Okay, but if the game is looking good, is playing good, I'm going to play it. And I don't care if the graphics is just 2D. You got stick prints flying around and there's no animations. If the game is still dope, I'm getting on there as well. That's how I feel about it. You guys can let me know how you feel. All right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you made it to the end, I have a special surprise for you. If you guys want, go into the comment section. Let me know how you feel about the video, whatever you want, all the comments and stuff. I want you guys to leave a comment. If you have nothing specifically that you want, ask me a question, any question that you like. Okay, go for it. Just drop the comments and I might make a video within the next week or so answering your questions. Kind of like that Stephen A. Smith thing. Ask me anything. It doesn't have to be about me. It could be about life. It could be like, hey, what do you think about a topic? What do you think about news? What do you think about this? It could become something completely random, but the more fun and wild it is, the more highly likely chance that I'll respond to it. And also, if there are any kind of like videos or topics that you guys want me to kind of react to, like on TikTok or YouTube videos or whatever, let me know. You can also let me know on Twitter and use the hashtag Omni. Okay, communicate to me. I want to talk with my YouTube audience a lot more because I feel like I'm usually only talking to my Twitter people. So you guys reach out to me. I'll be reading the comments much more thoroughly. Okay, talk more and I will actually respond to you guys or actually even react or look at videos or subjects or deep dives that you guys think are worth looking at. Okay, all right, I love you guys. I got to get out of here. Okay, I got to hurry up and get ready for this doctor's appointment that I got that's happening in a few hours. I got to edit this video and I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow, probably on Friday. And yeah, I love y'all. Take it easy. Be safe on these streets because these streets ain't safe, and be good to yourself and brush your teeth and don't get halitosis. All right, man. Peace.